Good morning, YouTube. So, today is Easter Sunday. Um, my family doesn't really do anything for really any holidays. Anyway, so today I decided that I was going to put a light bar on my Miata, and I'll show you in a little bit exactly where it's going to go. But we're going to start off inside for now. I'm going to set up all the wiring before I go out and hook up the light bar and all that. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to start off with going over what we're going to need to install this. First off, you're going to need some wire strippers. And these are great to have if you're going to do any sort of wiring. These are really unreplaceable. They just save so much time. I got these at Harbor Freight for, I don't know, $5 or $7, something like that. They once in a while they'll get jammed up, but I mean, for the money, it's definitely worth having them. These are like crimpers for wire connectors. You can see that they have multiple different size crimps, as well as different styles. And then they also have a wire cutter at the front. I got these from Matco. They were probably maybe $50 or so, but they have a lifetime warranty. I'll never have to worry about replacing them. Next up would be heat shrink. This is a very, very wonderful thing. I got this box at like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something like that. I believe it was like $12 or so. It might have been a little more. Next, you need some electrical tape just for tying up some loose wires and whatnot. You'll also need a lighter for shrinking the heat shrink, or a heat gun, or a blow dryer, a torch, anything that emits enough heat, really. And then a wiring harness. So that's not part of it. So this harness here is a simple harness. It's just got a switch, a fuse. This actually has a 15 amp fuse already in it, which I typically like to do about a 30 amp fuse for light bars, but we'll see if this holds up. It should, but we'll see. And then here's the battery terminals, and then on the other side it has this WeatherPack. I believe it's WeatherPack brand. Plug, sorry, and it's sealed up. It's got this little rubber grommet here for when you plug in the other end. This harness actually came set up for dual lights. So it's got this right here. It's got two plugs on it, two male plugs, and then on this opposite side it had a female plug that took this, so this would go into that. I cut that off because I'm only using one light, and I'm going to be hooking it into my light bars. Here's that plug. I'm going to be wiring it into the light bar here. Okay, also something I didn't mention, the reason that this harness doesn't have a relay in it, just has a fuse, is because it came with a light bar that I installed on someone else's car, that they decided not to use the harness. But that light bar, I believe it was a Rigid Industries or something like that, it has a relay in the light bar itself. This light bar here I got from somebody for free. They didn't know what brand it was or anything like that, and they gave it to me as a gift. So I opened it up to look inside, check it all out, make sure everything was kosher, and it turns out that this bar has a relay inside as well. Still not sure what brand it is. Alright, so one of the first steps that we're going to go with here is actually putting the connector onto the light bar. And so to do that, what I like to do, I'll be using these blue connectors. It's another thing that you need. Blue butt connectors for this size wire, between 16 and 14 gauge. They work just fine. These cost about $3. It was like $2 and some change at AutoZone. So sorry, let me grab the camera differently. So when I do butt connectors like this in a connection, what I like to do is offset the wires. So what I did here was I cut the red short and I left the black long. And then I'm just kind of testing it out right now. I'll slip the butt connector on there, and you can see that there's about a ½ inch here of extra wire overhanging, which means that the next connector on this will not interfere. If you have two together, it kind of just makes it wide, which isn't necessarily a big deal, but it does make it easier to heat shrink. It keeps everything nice and slimlined. And then so I did the same general thing on the other connector, or on the connector itself. And I'll have to cut the red wire to size. Okay, so the next step of figuring this all out is, well, just that. Just figuring out where you can mount the light bar. By the way, shout out to Gingium for giving me the idea for this bumper cut. I love it. It's great. On this, I believe, because I haven't taken my actual bumper out yet, which, by the way, I will be making a tube bumper for this, like sort of like bash bars. I'll be mounting this temporarily till I build my bumper. Onto the bottom of this right here, I'll be drilling a hole. So as you can see there, see how that lines up there. Same for both sides. That seems to be the only place that I can do that for now. So, see if I can show you that. Alright, well, change of plans. So, these guys, they simply bolt on there, right? And I was having some issues with getting the light bar to sit how I wanted it to. And I think that I'll be able to mount it better, maybe, with those off of there. So let's see how it lines up. Alright, so as you can see, I got it mounted. That's kind of a boring part. Literally just take a Sharpie, mark the holes, and drill, and then put the hardware in. Not too much to show there. This mount isn't necessarily for this light bar. So we are hitting right here, but it's not that tight in there. It's barely making any contact. Let's see if you can see that. Barely making any contact. If anything, it'll hold it in place a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the bumper back on and see how she looks. So there we have it. It's mounted on there, pretty centered, and I think it looks really, really good. Now I just gotta wire it up. So I've spared you guys the details of wiring the light bar up. There's a better shot of it without so much sun. I don't have any zip ties. I'm gonna grab one from work tomorrow and put it on here. I ran the wiring through the firewall right there. I've also got a oil line and my O2 sensor run through there. My wideband. And then I don't have a 3/4 inch drill bit with me, so I just kind of put this switch right here for now. I'll drill a hole for it tomorrow. So let's see. See, the switch has a little light in it. When you turn it on, off, on. So it's on right now. That's the light bar. It's pretty bright, man. You can see it on my pants. It's daylight out right now, so if you guys have any questions or anything like that, hit me up. I'll be sure to read the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.